Remember we went out on the boat, on the yacht recently?
Oh, yes.
And I kept asking myself, why? Why would I spend $13,000 on dinner? And then we looked at each other, for consciousness sake.
For the sake of consciousness.
There was only 4 of us on a yacht that could have fit 1,000 people. Just 4 of us.
A $13,000 dinner.
Just to have food and travel around New York. And I said, we're in the consciousness of other people that would do this crazy stuff here. Whoever else is doing it, that's who we're with.
That's right.
And we went outside and Forbes' boat was out there.
That's right. For the sake of consciousness.
We could have ate at White Castle. We could have ate at Burger King.
But we ate on a yacht.
For no reason at all.
For no reason at all. For the sake of what?
Consciousness.
For the sake of consciousness. And sometimes you're going to have to discover that there's some things you will have to do only for the sake of consciousness.
Sometimes you got to go there.
You got to go there. Especially when it looks like you don't belong there.
That's exactly why I did it. I was driving to the city and I said, you know what? Something's trying to tell me something wrong. So instead of it telling me something wrong, I'm going to do something right. In the face of this crises that seemed like it was a crisis around me, I was looking at my wife. I was feeling a little shook and nervous. Anxiety started coming. I said, we're going to go have dinner on the sea. Now back up, poverty. And when I called Bishop said, what are you up to, Reverend Run? And you know I was up to something. I said, for the sake of consciousness. My wife called Pastor and we went sailing.
That's right.
And conditions became calm after that.
That's right.
Knew I wasn't playing.
Amen.
Playing with this poverty mindset.
That's right. You even had a limousine come pick us up.
That's how we did it. And everything worked out in the end because I didn't settle for the crap that was trying to come at me.
See, and that's the way you got to do it. I like Helen said to us in the chat room, for the sake of my imagination not being void. You see, this is where you got to go. And this is why we do these kind of teachings. This is not teaching for the masses. These are teachings for thinking people. These are teachings for people that understand that the mind is God.
Yes, that's right.
And as Quimby would say, if the mind be ready, see, all things be so, if the mind be ready. Prophet Kelly, what does that say to you? All things be so, if the mind be ready.
It means that you've got to have your mind in order. Once you get your mind in order, then things will just begin to be when you allow it to be in your mind. But if your mind is not ready, then you're walking around in a state of, I don't know, or in a state of confusion. But when it is so, then your mind has been in tune. Your mind has tapped in to the God source.
Yes. And see, God never gives you what you're not ready for. Every one of us have right now the thing we signed up for. We readied ourselves for that.
Even if it's a problem.
Even if it's a problem, you had to ready your mind and still your mind until that problem could appear.
Wow. Hey, signed the contract.
You signed the contract. Even for the excess baggage in your life, you signed up for it. And you know, even for people that you would say, I don't want them in my life. You may say that with your mouth, but on some level, you still want them. Or they could not show up or continue in your experience. Nothing cannot continue in your experience unless the mind readies itself for that experience. Ooh, this gets.
I was excited to come in tonight because I knew you whipped this book out. I'd have been there anyway, but I said, the marital union of thought, we go in there?
Oh, yes. See, all things be ready if the mind be so. All things be ready. Okay, Reverend, we got to get through this. This is a short lesson that I thought we would do this teaching in a half an hour and hit it and quit it. Yeah, now.
Now, mind is a battery of force. Can I tell you that it has been proven scientifically that your mind possesses the power to move things without the assistance of your physical hands? There are people that have developed their mind's ability to bend spoons. Your mind is not to be played with. As a matter of fact, you're in a state that you're in because of your mind.
Good. And see, that's one thing we have to take responsibility. We are in the state that we are in because of the mind. We are in the state that we are in because of the mind.
You know, I was thinking, Bishop, about the whole thing, fascination.
Mm-hmm.
What you're fascinated by becomes fastened to you.
Yes.
And a lot of people are fascinated with sickness, fascinated with what's going on in the news, instead of being fascinated with some fly stuff. You have to become attached to it mentally. You have to get the pictures around. You have to cut out pictures of stuff you want. Be around it. Get in the presence of that stuff and become fascinated. You got to be fascinated by banks when you drive by it, not fascinated by car accidents.
That's right.
You can't be just passing things that you really want in your life and expect them to come with you. You can't pass it by without taking notice.
And you see, that's why a lot of times you'll see us write our letters in a certain kind of way, because we notice something with the human mind. The human mind has a bias towards negatives. The human mind has a bias towards negatives. And you almost wonder, because it's so good from heaven, from where it came from, it came only to earth to experience negatives. You know, before you got here, you were God. So all you knew was good. So you were just so tired of just having good. He said, let me go to earth to experience bad. And then when you start experiencing hell on earth, you say, I had enough of that. Let me try to switch to good. But see, some of you are forgetting how to flip the switch.
And be God.
And be God. Because the mind on the earth plane has a bias towards negative. Nobody, see, that's why that's why they don't report good news on the news. Those stories are not the leading stories. They tell you in a minute, if it bleeds, it leads. If it bleeds, it leads. It becomes the leading story. Well, because have you heard?
Oh, yeah, they want to know. And people want to know. They want to gather. Hey, what happened, child?
Yes. And they have to create a negative out of it.
Wow. People really want to know about negative stuff. You don't want to hear nothing good. People, oh, that's powerful.
And that's why you have to understand that you are where you are because your mind puts you there. Say with me, I am where I am, because my mind put me there. Now, I know it's hard to take that responsibility, especially if you're in something right now that you are coming to self-realization. I'm not sure I like this.
I remember they asked Reverend Ike, did he see Titanic?
Yes.
He said, no, I didn't see that. I don't want that experience. I love cruises too much.
Yes, he refused to go to the movies to see Titanic. And I was just talking to him the other day, and I said, he said, I'm not traveling. He wouldn't even say the word storm. So I'm not traveling in what they're saying it is. He wouldn't even say the word storm. I said, Reverend, it's a nor'easter. I'm not traveling in whatever they're trying to say. See, he didn't want that word in his consciousness because he wasn't bringing it into his experience. See, you can only experience what is rooted in your consciousness. And this here, see, this is why this brings you to a whole new level of thought and a whole new level of thinking. This is chapter 1. We've got 29 series of this.
I'm going to be around all of it 3 days a week.
We're going to be going into deeper and deeper into marital union of thought.
I was on my way to Barnes & Noble today, thanking God for you, saying my mind just stays feeding for this stuff, and that's why I'm in the predicament I am as I jumped out the Phantom today. I said, that's why I'm in the predicament I'm in.
Yeah. See, we're going to teach you all how to become magicians. Oh, you may not like that word.
I love it.
Let's Christianize it. Miracle workers. See, and the same, and you do it with the power of your mind. That's why Paul says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye what? Transform. Be ye what? Transform. And I like to play with that word transform, and I'm going to just take some prophetic license. And I want to take that word transform, Prophetess Kelly, and instead of spelling it Transform, I want to spell it trance.
Ooh, trance.
Because whatever trance you go into, that is what you form.
Woo! What has you hypnotized?
Yeah, see, that's a metaphysical secret. See, whatever trance you fix in your own mind, you form that into your experience.